Hey, true seekers, welcome back. Zach here. It's Sunday, February 5th, 2017. Super Bowl 51 just concluded. I want to show you very quickly how the game was scripted, why Tom Brady won with 34 points in his 34th playoff game all time. In case you're new to my channel, I called the NFL League Office a couple weeks back to talk about the scripted finish of the NFC divisional round games where the Packers defeated the Cowboys and the Chiefs lost to the Steelers. In case you didn't notice, those games were on the anniversary of Super Bowl one. It was the 50-year anniversary. Super Bowl one, the Packers defeated the Chiefs. And for the 50-year anniversary, the Packers won that day, the Chiefs lost. And they lost by specific numbers. The Packers won with 34 points, and the Steelers won 18-16, a sum of 34 points in the game. If you write out the word one, O-N-E, in gematria, O's the 15th letter, N's the 14th, E's the 5th. The word one sums to 34. Anniversary of Super Bowl one, Super Bowl one tribute. 34, very important number in these NFL playoffs. So anyhow, Tom Brady in his 34th playoff game wins with 34 points in a record comeback, completely scripted by the numbers, which is what I'm going to show you. And real quick, just because I get this question so often, this study, as far as I'm aware, you can't predict the lottery with it. And just so you know, I don't follow the lottery at all because to me, the lottery is a horrible way to waste your money. I don't mean to hurt anyone's feelings, but the lottery has always been the idiot tax, in my opinion. And I honestly think that when you see those big winners on TV holding up the checks for millions, I think those are actors and no one's really getting paid. I know that people can win $50,000, $100,000. Those are big payouts, but these multi-million dollar payouts that get the big ticket sales, I think they're really a way of duping the people. Maybe there's $1 million winner out there, but these mega lotteries, I think that's all a way of taxing the people and stealing the wealth, and really stealing the wealth from the poorest people, because for the most part, that's who plays the lottery. So anyway, I don't recommend using these numbers to waste your money on lottery tickets. I do recommend learning these numbers so that you can read the outcomes of rigged sports, where if you really want to win some money, you can. In case you missed my video from week one of this NFL season, September 11th, 2016, I put out a preview video for the Sunday night football game, week one. It was the Patriots at the Cardinals. The Patriots were 10-point underdogs because Jimmy Garoppolo was starting. And in that video, I said, bet Patriots, they'll be winning this game. And I said, don't be surprised at all if you see them in the Super Bowl winning that as well. You can go back and watch the video. All season, I pointed out numerous times all that lined up for the Patriots to win this Super Bowl this year by the numbers. Here it is. It happened. So let's go through this. Patriots won 34-28, a sum of 62 points. Tom Brady had 62 passing attempts, very special number to Freemasonry. It's Freemasonry that created American football. We'll get to that. 62 is also important to someone else, which we'll talk about. It has everything to do with the last time the Patriots and Falcons played, September 29th, 2013. But anyhow, look at this. 1, the word equals 34. So does the name Falcons. Tom Brady and the Patriots win with 34 points in Brady's 34th playoff game all time. Also, Michael Vick just retired, who only faced the Patriots once while a member of the Falcons, and the Falcons lost 10-24 in that game, a sum of 34 points. In case you're new to my channel, what I've been explaining is pro sports is scripted to the point, and it always has been, and these games have always been scripted over the years for telling a story to come. Scores of the past tell future scores, such as the score of this Super Bowl. This Super Bowl was designed to finish with this score, 34-28. There's nothing organic about this. It's theater. You're watching athletic actors go out and perform a script. So here's Tom Brady. He had 62 attempts. I really do think that Martellus Bennett was supposed to score the winning touchdown, and the script got blown, so they ran it in. We're going to talk more about that. I think Tom Brady was supposed to finish 44 of 62. 44 was a special number to the Super Bowl. By the way, on my blog, if you follow it, this morning at 9 a.m., I posted why I thought this game would go to overtime. I thought this might be the first Super Bowl game to go to overtime. That post has been up since 9 this morning. A lot of comments on it. I'll show you in a moment why I thought this game would go to overtime as it did. But anyway, something else that jumped out at me, the number 11, or excuse me, this is what I want to show you right here. The running back who had 2 touchdowns for the Patriots, James White. He had the winning touchdown. He just turned 25 years old. He just turned 25. Today's February 5th, 2/5. What I've been saying since week 1 is this is the 97th season of the NFL this year. The name Bill Belichick equals 97. 97's the 25th prime number. I was pointing out that if the AFC won the Super Bowl this year, it would be the 25th Super Bowl for the AFC. And they just did. The AFC just won their 25th Super Bowl. The NFC has 26. This was Super Bowl 51. So anyway, 25-year-old. This was the 25th AFC Championship win for the Super Bowl. It's the 97th season. 97's the 25th prime. And for one more, this was Tom Brady's 25th playoff win of all time. It was also the Patriots' 51st playoff game for Super Bowl 51. Too perfect. These receiving stats, what stood out to me is Edelman, who wears the number 11, football a game of 11 on 11, the master number in numerology. Julio Jones, who wears 11. They both had 87 receiving yards. I thought that was pretty interesting. Both number 11s, 87 receiving yards, with also a long of 27 for each one. What are the odds? What made me laugh is this is the winning touchdown here in overtime. Winning touchdown, they stopped the clock at 11:02, and number 45 came in to signal the touchdown. Remember, I've been talking about how Donald Trump, the 45th president, has been talking up the Patriots huge. New England equals 45. Look at this. 28-28. The score made it 34-28 with 11:02 left. In gematria, Houston equals 112. So does Matt Ryan. Only 2 NFL starting QBs in the league have 112 name gematria. The other's Andrew Luck, who played his high school ball in Houston and who played in Houston this season against the Texans exactly 112 days before the Super Bowl. Matt Ryan, 112, won MVP, ended up in the Super Bowl, losing to the Patriots. Think about the time they stopped the clock at, 11:02, for this winning score. And these are the types of things I've been pointing out for years now. How these numbers of focus for the game end up being part of the ritual of the scripted outcome. For all of you who think this is impossible, it's not. It's just mathematics. It's executing something you've planned and practiced. And you got other elements helping you out. You have the referees managing the clock, managing the game. You got the scorekeepers. And that's something I often point out as well. They can fudge the clock by a second or two in either direction, and they do it all the time if you pay attention in pro sports. They do it in all these leagues. Always talking about the same thing. You know, go back and watch past videos of mine, and it's deja vu. So all year I've been talking about 112. The game's won with 11:02 on the clock. And let's not forget what else I pointed out at the beginning of this season. In February, a year ago, Vanity died before the 58th Grammys. And the day after her death, I put out a video showing why she had died as she had. And I said Prince, the former boyfriend of Vanity, the musician Prince, I said he better watch his ass. And I talked about Prince, vanity, and 67. Prince ended up dying 67 days from vanity, April 21st, 2016. Never mind that in 1984, Prince's Purple Rain came out with the song I Would Die For You, with the number 4 and the letter U. Used the 21st letter, for you, 421. He died on 421, April 21st. I Would Die For You. Anyway, he died on the 112th day of the year at age 57. 57's the Super Bowl number. I pointed out that day that his death likely had something to do with the Super Bowl. Prince's last concert was in Atlanta, and that was part of the big surprise of his death, that he had just performed in Atlanta, he was healthy, and then he dropped dead not long after. Prince died on the 112th day of the year at age 57 on the Queen's 90th birthday, the Queen of England. Now look at who's won the Super Bowl. New England in their 57th season. Things I've been talking about all year. And the picture becomes more clear, especially in hindsight when all's 2020. But these are all things I've been documenting and talking about for an entire year. The over-under on this game, by the time it began, was 58 points. Freemasonry equals 58. Secret Society, 58. Purple Rain, 58. Purple Rain, Color of Royalty, Queen of England, New England, wins the Super Bowl. You got line judge number 45 there to call it. Then who did they got out right on the camera right away? The Super Bowl shot, holding up the champions banner. They got number 97. Number 97. I also caught this. They were pointing out how Tom Brady's first Super Bowl to this one was 13 seasons. When you write out 1345, Bill Belichick and Tom Brady are now 5-2 in Super Bowls together. Today's February 5th, a date that can be written 5/2. Look at this. After the Super Bowl, when I got home, I was over at my buddy's. When I got back home, I went to ESPN's front page, and I expected the front page of ESPN to be about the Patriots and the Super Bowl. But it wasn't. It was Paul Pierce, who plays for the Clippers now, who used to play in Boston where he started his NBA career. He was the front page of ESPN. I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, the Patriots won the Super Bowl, and they got Paul Pierce up there. Well, I said, I see why it's Paul Pierce. He played his last game today in Boston, where he began his career, the day that the Patriots went on to win the Super Bowl. Look at this. 118 seconds here. A minute 58, 118 seconds. Patriots equals 118. Right? Patriots, New England, just outside of Boston. Here's Paul Pierce, longtime Boston Celtic, playing on a different team now in Boston today. Big news story. ESPN's front page story even after the Patriots won the Super Bowl. The name Paul Pierce in gematria also sums to 52 and 106. As I've been pointing out all year, Bill Belichick, born in 1952, on April 16th, the 106th day of the year. The word prophecy also sums to 52 and 106. Think about prophecy starts with a P, like Paul and Pierce and Patriots. P's the 16th letter. Patriots won the Super Bowl to close out the 2016-17 season by the numbers. So I wrote this article this morning, 9:28 a.m. on the West Coast. For you East Coast people, it would have been 12:28 when I published this. It's been up all day. People have been commenting on this all day. But look, here's what I wrote this morning. Will Super Bowl 51, February 5th, 2017, be the first to go to overtime? In the history of the Super Bowl, not a single game had gone to overtime before today. And I thought that this one might go to overtime because there's been a lot of bizarre things in the NFL this year, a lot of tight games. I think there was probably a record amount of overtime games this season if we investigate. There was a lot. Look at this. Today's date has 44 numerology. You know, more than a year ago, I put out a video on why my favorite teams to be in the NFC in the Super Bowl were the Packers and the Falcons, because they were from the only two states with 44 gematria, Georgia and Wisconsin, and the Falcons beat the Packers with 44 points. So anyway, today's date, 44 numerology, overtime in gematria equals 44 like Georgia. The Patriots were 4-4 in Super Bowls. I was really hoping the Patriots were going to lose, even though it didn't look like they would. If the Patriots would have lost, they would have been 4-5 in Super Bowls, kind of like New England. But anyway, the point that they were 4-4 with all this 44, I just thought it was ripe for an overtime game, and it happened. These numbers, you can figure out things. I put out a video right after this news came, January 18th, 2017. That was the day Carl Sheffers, number 51, NFL referee number 51, was named as the head referee. And I just pointed out that day, January 18th, 1/18, Patriots in gematria equals 118. His name, Carl Sheffers, also sums to 59, which is the 17th prime number. When they started the over-under for this Super Bowl, it was at 59 points. You can watch the video I put out New Year's Day. Unrelated to football, I just said, watch. There's going to be a whole lot of 59 references in 2017 because 59 is the 17th prime number. But anyway, head ref number 51 announced on January 18th it was going to be the Patriots' 51st playoff game. Of course, it was the Falcons' 51st season, and the word Falcon equals 51. But just too much lined up for the Patriots. When you write out 51, it sums to 46, just like Houston, Texas, where the Patriots have already won a Super Bowl. Patriots equals 46. The Patriots defeated the Carolina Panthers in Super Bowl 38 13 years ago. And as I pointed out, the Patriots have now defeated the Falcons and the Panthers in Super Bowl, just like the Broncos have. Both the Panthers and the Falcons are both 0-2 in Super Bowls now. And they've lost to the Patriots and the Broncos. And last year, Broncos, with Peyton Manning, won at age 39. Now Brady does the same thing. You see? All part of the script. Something else I pointed out earlier this year, this Simpsons episode came out the same day Brady returned from his suspension. Whole lot of interesting things about this, but the most crucial thing was that from the date of the episode to the Super Bowl was 119 days. This was the 599th episode, which equals 119, just like Springfield, the name of the town. Just like very special number. 119. Donald equals 119, announced as the president on November 9th. Donald and the Patriots. January 19th, Donald Trump gave his final speech before Inauguration Day. And what he talked about in that speech mostly was the Patriots. And I said, these are the signs that the Patriots are probably going to win the Super Bowl. I said, why do you think the president is talking about the Patriots like they're the most important thing in the world? January 19th. Look at Donald Trump's final speech. It's embarrassing. Why, as the man who's about to take over as the leader of the country, why is the most important thing on his mind the Patriots? I'm going to show you why in a second. I'm playing naive. I already know the answer. And look here. Michael Vick just retired. Michael Vick equals 51 right before Super Bowl 51. Falcons superstar. By the way, if the NFL wasn't rigged, Michael Vick might be the greatest QB in the history of the league, and Tom Brady wouldn't even be playing it. Tom Brady, so mediocre. But anyway, look at this. Michael Vick only played the Patriots one time in his life. He played them November 4th, 2001, and lost 10-24. Sum of 34 points. How about it? Scripted NFL. And here's what else really stood out to me. From his birthday to the day he retired was 223 days. As I pointed out, week 1, I said Bill Belichick's at this very special number, 223 career wins, important number to Freemasonry. Bill Belichick started the season on a very special number, this number 223. This Michael Vick ritual, his retirement, February 3rd, all part of the script. All part of the script. So Madden just had another simulation for the Patriots and Falcons, and in this one, the Patriots won with 27 points. 27, when written out, sums to 46, just like 51, just like Houston Texans, just like Patriots. So look, here's something I learned tonight. I really am convinced Martellus Bennett was supposed to catch the game-winning touchdown. I don't think he was supposed to catch it on the pass interference. I think he was supposed to catch it when they were at the goal line after the pass interference call. I think it got blown. Perhaps not every player on the field is on the script. Maybe I'm wrong about that. But a lot of them are. It seems that at least half of them are. But maybe not every single one. And perhaps the man guarding Martellus Bennett wasn't in on it. Or perhaps they just screwed up. Perhaps Brady didn't throw the ball right. But anyway, here's why I think Martellus Bennett was supposed to catch the ball to win the Super Bowl. He wears the number 88. 88, this super important number, which, of course, I forgot to write up here in the post, but it connects to Donald Trump. The name Trump equals 88 in simple English gematria, just using the alphabetic order. That's ordinal gematria on this calculator, just using A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, up to Z is 26th, T is the 20th, R is the 18th. The name Trump equals 88. Just like the name Elizabeth equals 88, the Queen, the royal family, England, New England. This year, Donald Trump came out at his GOP convention in Cleveland to Queen, we are the champions, exactly 88 days after Queen Elizabeth's birthday. 88 days after Prince died. And with regards to Prince and Purple Rain, purple's also 88, like Trump, like Elizabeth, you see? So anyway, today was 88 days from Donald Trump being announced as the president. From Trump to today, 88 days. Martellus Bennett, number 88, had a chance to grab the winning touchdown. Martellus Bennett will turn 33 days after the Super Bowl. But look at this. Look at everything that's perfect about Martellus Bennett. Martellus Bennett was born in Houston, where the Super Bowl was. You know. His name, Martellus Bennett, equals 57. This was the Patriots' 57th season. 57's our Super Bowl number. When you write out 57, it sums to the same thing as championship, the same thing as Super Bowl. Last year, I was going crazy, showing how the whole Super Bowl was rigged for Peyton Manning. ESPN last year had a story on their front page for the whole NFL season about 57 kids in Indiana named after Peyton Manning. And you could watch the video. They kept it up for almost the whole season. It was a minute 31 long, 131. Martellus Bennett's full name also sums to 85, like National Football League. The NFL, established in Chicago. The Chicago team hasn't won since the 85 season. But by the way, the 85 Super Bowl, which was played in the beginning of 86, the Bears blew out the Patriots 46-10, 46, with the revolutionary 4-6 defense. Chicago also equals 46. But anyhow, Martellus Bennett's birth numerology, March 10th, 1987, that's a date with 119 numerology, number connecting to Donald, Trump 88, Bennett wearing 88. This Simpsons episode came out 119 days before the Super Bowl. Notice in this shot, this guy's wearing number 98, and they have this name, Gronkowski. Rob Gronkowski's full name equals 112 like Houston. But look, just look at this name, Gronkowski, that they used for the Simpsons episode. Gronkowski, 119. The episode 119 days before the Super Bowl. Springfield. You see? You see just how scripted it is? They're even mocking you. Like I said, these games are tied right in with like a sports theater performance. It's no different than going to watch a movie, a TV show, a theater act. It's all predetermined. Patriots' 57th season. Matt Ryan, who lost, went to Boston College, just down the street. It was the 112th World Series, and I was saying all year the World Series would be connected to the Super Bowl. Houston equals 112 like Matt Ryan. 112th World Series, which I said the Cubs would win in spring training. I said why they'd win it in Game 7 on November 2nd, as they did. Saw that that was the way the World Series was scheduled. Look at this. Baseball riddle. The Atlanta Braves were previously the Milwaukee Braves. The Falcons advanced over the team from Wisconsin, where Milwaukee is. And look at where the Braves are originally from. Boston, who just won the Super Bowl over them, you know? Falcons 51st season, Falcon 51. Houston Texans hosting the Super Bowl. Houston Texans 51 like conspiracy. This was the 14th time all-time the Patriots and Falcons played. When you write out 14, it sums to 41 like Super Bowl. Their 14th time they meet in the Super Bowl. 41 is also the 13th prime. Remember Brady, 13 years since his first Super Bowl, NFL record. No starting QB's ever been in 2 Super Bowls 13 years apart. Brady's 39 years old for the NFL. So look at this. A lot of people will probably not like this or accept this, but this is the absolute truth. This is exactly why the game summed to 62 points and why Brady had 62 attempts at age 39. Notice the last time the Patriots and the Falcons played. It was September 29th, 2013. 9 plus 29 is 38, plus 13 more is 51. It was a date with 51 numerology. September 29th is a lot like 929. 9/29, 929. I want to show you something about this number in gematria. In Jewish gematria, United States of America equals 929, right? In the Old Testament of the Bible, which is 39 books in length, Tom Brady's 39, there's 929 chapters in the 39 books of the Old Testament. 39, Jewish number. In Jewish gematria, United States of America, 929. This nation, if you know its real history, founded by Jewish bankers who've run it ever since. By the numbers, by what I'm showing you. This same way the Super Bowl is scripted is the same way your history is scripted, the same way your elections are scripted. Gematria, what I'm showing you, this practice of coding numbers into words, Jewish. So the last time they played, this date that connects to the 39 books of the Old Testament. Now the Tom Brady, 39-year-old character, wins the Super Bowl. You see this? 30 plus 23. The total score, sum of the score, 53 points. The word religion is 53. 53 is also the 16th prime number. This is the game to close out the 2016 season. The word Torah, using the alphabetic order. Torah, using the alphabetic order. I guess I'll show you this too. I'll show you it in Jewish gematria because it's also relevant. Notice that Torah is 62. Just like the word Mason, special number. But the Torah is the Jewish holy book, related to the 39 books of the Old Testament. You see, Tom Brady's 39, game sums to 62 points. He has 62 passing attempts. I'll be calling the NFL league office this week, and I'll be asking Robert Roberts. If you missed my last calls 2 weeks ago, I left some voicemails for Robert Roberts, supposedly the head of public relations for the NFL. He didn't want to call me back, but I'll be leaving another message. I'll be even asking Robert Roberts in the voicemail if he doesn't pick up if he's Jewish and how familiar he is with this language. Maybe even if he's in on the scripting. Because this really is what's going on. And these Jewish assholes, they need to be called out. The reason this 239 number is important is because Donald Trump's birthday is Flag Day. Donald Trump has a lot to do with this Super Bowl. The flag turned 239 years old on its birthday, June 14th, the day Donald Trump turned 70. The flag was sewn at 239 Arch Street in Philadelphia. You might recall the Democratic Convention was in Philadelphia. The mainstream news headlines the first day of the Democratic Convention was that there was no American flags on the stage. A clue. The flag had turned 239 on Donald Trump's birthday. The man who says he loves the Jewish Zionist Israel state more than anyone. The man who boasts that his family married well by marrying Jewish. Watch his speech from January 19th. He talks up the New England Patriots and how his children married well by marrying Jewish. This is how it is. This is who's doing the scripting. It's not hard to see. Gematria is the Jewish language. Jewish people run your TV. They own your sports leagues. Both the owners of these NFL teams, Jewish. Also, from the day Donald Trump announced the president to today, 88 days, I should mention that the name Trump equals 25 and 88. You know, Patriots win the Super Bowl for the 25th AFC Super Bowl, Tom Brady's 25th playoff win, 97th season, 97, the 25th prime. Here's another good one. From Tom Brady's birthday, he's born 8/3. Peyton Manning's born on the 83rd day of the year. Football equals 83. They say the best QB draft class, 83. From Brady's birthday to today is 187 days. Donald Trump's convention began in Cleveland right after they won the basketball championship. On July 18th, a date that can be written 18/7, from July 18th to Inauguration Day was 187 days. 187. In terms of U.S. presidents, George Washington equals 187. Number one. A lot of tributes to one. It's been 50 years since Super Bowl I. Brady equals 50, like America, like Donald. A lot of parallels between Donald Trump and Tom Brady. Bill Belichick also began this season with 187 wins with the Patriots, 223 all time. And I documented that at the start of the year. Belichick's 187 wins in light of what was going on with Trump. This is how it's all scripted. Tom Brady and the Patriots were scripted with September 11th. Remember, September 11th, the Patriot Act. Drew Bledsoe crushed by a jet. Then Tom Brady took over. Oh, true seeker. Go back and watch the videos I put out. I put out a video at the beginning of the season showing Drew Bledsoe and how he was even part of the riddle for this Super Bowl if the Patriots made it to it. Drew Bledsoe's got the 112 name gematria. This stuff's planned so far in advance. We're not even done yet. Remember how that Patriots Day film just came out? Came out on a date with 51 numerology. And I said, look out, people. This might be another sign the Patriots are winning the Super Bowl. The day the Patriots Day movie came out was Friday, January 13th. The Celtics played the Hawks that day. And lo and behold, the Celtics beat the Hawks. The Celtics, Boston, the Hawks from Atlanta. This is the basketball league. You see this? The Boston basketball team beat the Atlanta basketball team on Patriots Day movie release. Foreshadowing. I'll link all these blog posts. There's more information I'm not telling you. If you want to come back and read these posts and the rest that's here. Here was the Patriots Day movie that came out Friday, the 13th. $33, a special number to Massachusetts. I should mention the name Kennedy equals 33. Dead on 11/22. 11 plus 22, 33 in the middle of Dealey Plaza, named after a 33rd degree Freemason. Tom Brady coming into this game had 33 playoff games under his belt. He was facing Atlanta, the team from the 33rd parallel. The only other team that plays on the 33rd parallel in the NFL is the Arizona Cardinals in Glendale on the 112th meridian also, 33rd parallel, 112th meridian. The Cardinals, another bird like the Falcons. The Patriots have now beaten the Eagles, the Seahawks, and the Falcons in a Super Bowl. You know what scares me, Truth Seeker? The Patriots might end up facing the Cardinals next year in the Super Bowl. I need to do a lot more homework on that, but don't kid yourself. Larry Fitzgerald, the star for the Cardinals, is from Minnesota. It would just all be part of the riddle. Oh, it'd make me vomit too. Tom Brady winning the Super Bowl at age 40. I got to do more homework on it. I'm not saying that's what it's going to be. But anyway, the Patriots have beaten 3 out of the 4 bird teams. They opened this season against the Cardinals on the 33rd parallel and the 112th meridian. The Cardinal, a Catholic symbol. The Falcons, red and black, like the Jesuit colors, the Masonic order within the Catholic Church. Arthur Blank has the same birthday as the Jesuit order. Owner of the Falcons, owner of Home Depot. Home Depot equals 47. First Super Bowl in the 47th season of the NFL. This was Super Bowl 51, the 47th Super Bowl in the modern era. But anyway, this movie right here. Here's what I want to show you. It came out January 13th, a date that can be written 13/1, kind of like 131, our Super Bowl number. Where's the one piece I want to show you? It came out on a Friday the 13th, which equals 223. Again, Bill Belichick began with 223 career wins. Hold on. There's something I got to show you. Where's it at? Didn't scroll past it already, did I? Yeah, if you missed this video, I did a video on this. This was a massive video. Hold on. I must have went past it, but I got to show you. It's worth it. Right here. Right here. Patriots Day in Gematria sums to 148, like Donald J. Trump, what he uses on the cover of his books. His first published book, The Art of the Deal. You see this? You see what's going on here with Donald Trump and the Patriots and all this rigged bullshit, Truth Seeker? Ugh. It's just such a farce. It's such a farce. So I'll be calling the league office. You know, I got to finish the book. I just had to put out this video. I gotta grow the audience, the awareness of what's going on in the world. For all of you who are into this, you know, if you want to learn more, I got over 15,000 blog posts, which is linked in the description. Use the search in the top left corner. I've talked about everything you can imagine. The book's coming out. You guys, when this book comes out, it's going to have the information about this Super Bowl and a million other things that you need to know about, that your friends need to know about. I'm not trying to bum you out. I'm trying to show you what's going on in this world. Let's take the world back. Let's end these rigged sports. Let's see who the real champions are. Let's get some real sports leagues with the real men who don't play for money, but they play for pride. You know, they want to play for their city. Let's take these stadiums that we've built with our taxpayer dollars, and let's put in the best talent from our state, from our region. You know, maybe you live in a place like Minnesota, North Dakota, you know, areas like that, you could say it's regional. Everybody who lives in North Dakota, South Dakota, Wisconsin, or maybe not Wisconsin, but Minnesota, you guys can all play for the Vikings or the Packers. You know what I'm saying? If you live in Oregon, Washington, Idaho, you can play for the Seahawks. Let's create some real leagues and, you know, have the same type of competition we like, but know that the games are legit and not scripted. And you know what? If we did that, then the games wouldn't have to cost $1 million to go to for families, because you wouldn't have all these overpaid asshole athletic actors keeping in the lie that it's a script. It's just such a joke, Truth Seeker. I don't know how people can't see through these rigged sports. Took me a long time to figure out how they were rigged, but now that I'm pumping out this knowledge, you know, undeniable what's going on here. Just watch the videos I've been talking about through the whole playoffs. How many times did I talk about 34? Tom Brady's 34th game. Carl Schaefer's number 51. Patriots' 51st playoff game. It's just so sick. And for all of you who are hating because, you know, I didn't call the Super Bowl perfectly from before the season began this year. And how long has it been since I didn't call the championship right before the season began? You guys were all waiting forever for me to get it wrong. But you know what I did show? I showed the possible narratives for the Falcons and the Packers from more than a year ago. Reminded about it multiple times. And what else did I say? I said all year. I mean, I even said before the Patriots played their first game, don't be surprised if the Patriots end up in this thing. So I saw that I could be wrong from the beginning. I said the whole time, if it's not the Colts this year, remember Andrew Luck, 112. I said if it's not the Colts, it's probably going to be the Patriots again. A lot lines up for them. So, you know, any of you who try to hate on me, you're not very smart people. All of my haters look stupid. You know? Look at everybody who hates on me. A week doesn't even go by and they look stupid. Use this knowledge. Impress your friends. Get the word out there. Everybody needs to know about this. I'm calling you Robert Roberts. Pick up the phone, Robert Roberts, NFL headquarters. Until next time, Truth Seeker.